Hello there, my name is Chris Palmer, and in this link building guide video, it's going to be a little bit different than the rest because I'm not going to be walking you through step by step on how to create backlinks, but more so, I want to answer some questions that I've been receiving about link building. So this link building guide is going to answer some questions after getting this particular comment. So Muhammad asked, and this happens quite frequently, so I wanted to go ahead and showcase this, but I have a lot more questions I want to answer in this video. So he asked, hey Chris, hello, how can I search Germany do follow backlinks because my clients want to rank in Germany? All right, so, and to put this at a more broad spectrum, the real question here is, do I need backlinks? And thank you, Muhammad, for this. Do I need backlinks from Germany in order to rank in Germany? So I just want to go ahead and just showcase something first to put you at ease, because even if you are in the United States, perhaps you are in, Germany, perhaps you're in New Zealand, Australia, wherever you are, right? I want to just pull up a couple examples just so we can just get a general understanding or a look at and answer this question quite simply. So let's just first and foremost, let's just go out here to the SERP and let's look for something that's hyper focused. All right. So, and we're going to look at top performers. So let's just do, here, let's get rid of these ones. All right. So the very first thing is this. Let's do New York City plumbing. All right, let's just start with that one. I just want to share something with you. Stick with me here. I want to answer this question with an example. All right, so the top performer in this particular is right here. Let's just go to their website. Now, they are a company based in New York in the United States. So let's just go ahead and grab this. We're going to come on over here to SEMrush, and we're going to see a quick question here. So, and then I'm going to answer. I'm going to give you two examples. So let's take a look here. I want you to take a look here at distribution by country, and these are the backlink distributions. So the number one, obviously, they're in the United States. So, and again, I'm going to show by example. So we have US, Canada, France, PH, not sure what that is, maybe the Philippines. So that's that one. But let's not stop there. Let's do one more example, something that's hyper-focused. All right. Let's go for Google, and then that gentleman was from Germany. All right, so let's just take a look at something here quick. So let's go to the German, all right? And then let's look for something hyper-focused for Germany. Let's do electrician Germany, right? I probably spelled it wrong. All right, so we'll go to the top. So Glassdoor.com. This looks more like salary, pay scale, Reddit, Europa. Here, let's look here in the map pack. Westinghouse, designer, mechanical. So here's one right here. They're in the map pack for Germany, searching from Germany, right? Let's just for instance, again, by example here, let's take this domain and let's just go take a look really quick. Like, I have no idea who they are. This is just as an example. Let's just take a look here. This is .html. What is it? Not even a page. Is that our problem here? Where's a good place in Germany? Let's go back in here. Give me 1 second here. Let's get another one. Let's go over here to the smart. So German.de. Let's just pull them into SEMrush and take a look here quick. Okay, now again, hyper relevant. Electrician in Germany. Yes, they're top level and they have a low amount of, but then next is United States, NL, Norway or Norwegian or something along those lines. ES, not really sure. But with that being said, the example here and the answer to your question for, do geo-relevant links matter for ranking? The answer is no. Yes, we do want to acquire links from our country and relevant sites. However, does ranking Does it matter? Does it matter if I get the links from the country I'm in? The answer is no. We can get links from all over. We can have a diversified backlink profile. And it does not matter. Even if this gentleman was in Germany and he only got United States links, would he still rank if he had a relevant page in a relevant place, a relevant business, and his IP address for his website was listed in Germany. Do I think that he would still rank? Yes, maybe not as well if he had a diversified backlink profile. So, to answer your question, my good friend Mohammed, you don't need specific links in order to rank in a particular country. Yes, a majority you're probably going to want from your country type, but it's not going to be essential to your rankings. Now, let's keep moving on because I have some other questions. Again, this is a link building guide for beginners, intermediates. Hey, maybe just some touch up for you experts out there. I just want to give you some info. I wrote down a couple little guidance for the video, all right, so I don't get off track. Now, let's talk about this because, okay, all right, Chris, so I want to talk about everything link building, you know, more beginner focused, just to connect some dots for you. This is what's important, all right? So let's talk about the do follow, no follow situation. For a very long time, of course, we want to receive and get do follow links. This is like a vote. Now, with that being said, no follow links are just as important. Not only that, no follow links still add, even if you don't believe they pass juice, even though I believe that they do. More so, I've seen tests proving that they do. I know for a fact they do. But just as a diversified backlink package, let's take a look at some of our top performers in the SEO industry, at least well-known names. Let's just pull up a couple names here. So one of the first names that comes to my mind, let's just take a look at Craig Campbell, my good friend. Let's take a look at his site, all right? Craig Campbell SEO. Let's just take a look here. Now, we know he's an SEO. We know that he's a great SEO. Let's just take a look and see what's Craig doing. Does Craig have no follows? Does Craig only build do follow links? Well, let's take a look here. All right, let's take a look here. So we can see here, if we take a look here at our backlinks, here's our referring domains. We can scroll on down. SEMrush lays this out quite nicely here. We have a nice authority score. He's getting some decent traffic. He has a lot of links, but only 7.86 referring domains. This is very common. The amount will go up very, very high. We're going to talk about that too. Referring domains. We're going to touch on everything that's beginner, so referring. Let's write that down. I forgot about that. That's important. So we're going to talk about that here. So backlink type. Let's take a look here. All right, so we're going to scroll on down here. So we can have our backlinks, all right? And then here's our type. We have our follow, and then if you take a look over here to the right-hand side, SEMrush has masterfully laid this out, all right? So if we take a look here, there's 1.37 with 4,000 no follows. So yes, it's overwhelming the amount of do follows. However, again, it goes back to diversification. Are no follows not relevant? Are they not powerful? Can we not also build those to have a nice, robust backlink profile? I believe we should. I also 1,000% agree that they still pass some power. Now, let's not just take Craig's example. Let's go for one more, just again, so I can show examples as I teach. So let's go ahead up here. Another well-known guy, Neil Patel. Everybody knows who Neil Patel is, right? So let's go Neil Patel. All right, so let's take a look. Often regarded as one of the top guys, obviously, I would assume that he is. Let's take a look at Neil's site, all right? Does Neil only build do follow backlinks, right? If you don't want to take Craig's word for it, you don't want to take me for it, let's take a look at Neil's site. What's Neil doing? So we can see that he has 10 million links, massive site, 35,000 referring domains. Let's scroll on down here and take a look here. So as you can see here, Neil, regarded as maybe one of the top performers, has actually going to showcase this even better for us. And I already knew this was here. That's why I showed it second. Considered a white hat, has literally gone ahead with outstanding rankings, and his backlink profile consists of actually a majority of no follow links, as being showcased here by SEMrush. All right, so take a look here. Follow versus no follow. 3.3 million follow, 6.89 million no follow. One more example, real quick here. Often regarded as yet another excellent SEO. Let's go for link go. I know a lot of white hat guys like this, so we're going to use this as the white hat example. I consider Neil Patel to be gray hat, and I consider Craig to be black hat, gray hat. But this guy definitely is usually regarded as a white hat SEO, even though he's a big link builder. But let's go ahead and take a look here. That was that German guy. So last one for this example, and then I think the point will be 100% solidified, and then we'll move on to the next question that I get quite frequently regarding link building for beginners. All right, so again, 800,000, 30,000 referring domains. There's definitely been some active link building here, and I'm sure a lot of people use this domain. Let's take a look down here. So again, we're seeing yet another diversification. Not as many no follows on this particular profile, but the white hat link builder has primarily built do follow backlinks. All right, and this is, again, I just wanted to show you we need both. They're both very important for a robust backlink profile. Let's move on. So let's talk about this right here. What's more important? All right, my overall backlinks or referring domains. Now for me, this is quite easy to come to, but I want to go ahead and showcase this, and we're going to go back to Craig because I'm sure Craig won't mind me offering a site. So I believe it's CraigCampbellSEO.com. Great guy. And then we'll even go for Chris Palmer Marketing. We'll even show mine, okay, really fast here. All right, actually, we'll just use mine. So let's get Chris Palmer Marketing. We'll come into here, and we're going to look at referring domains, all right? Now, you're going to see something, and we can even use this Backlinko blog, but let's use these two that we know, all right? So we're going to use Mayan. This, we'll just copy this. We'll just paste it into here, and we're going to take a look at something. So 34,000 backlinks, but there's only 526 referring domains, all right? So now let's take a look at Craig here. Okay, probably going to be the same, all right? Somewhere in the vicinity, maybe a lot more links. But again, we have 1.4 million links, but only 7.86 referring domains. So the question usually lies, well, what's more important? What should I be looking at? I'll often get asked this question, Chris, my competitor has 50,000 links and I only have 1,000. That's going to take me forever to link to. So really one of the determining factors or determining metrics that I'm looking at when dealing with, say, a link gap, or maybe we're trying to determine how long it's going to take in order to rank, is we're looking at referring domains. Referring domains trumps the overall amount of links, because one site could pass multiple amounts. So referring domains is the metric. Now let's take this one step further. So if we know that referring domains is the metric, again, SEMrush is going to make this very easy for us. We're going to go ahead, take a look inside, and what I do is when we're trying to figure out, say, a link gap, or how many links do I need to build, let's say that I want to compete with his top term. Let's say that it's this page, all right? What I'm going to look at is not only am I going to buckle down, I'm going to go, okay, here's the domains, here's referring. I'm going to open up the referring domains. Then the next step is how many of these domains are actually considered authoritative. So if we go inside of here, again, they make it easy. Let's go 31 to 100. Out of all of those referring, he has 1 million links. Out of those 1 million links, we have, 7,000 referring domains. Out of that 7,000 referring domains, how many quality links does this site have? And this would determine my link gap. So if we did a 31 authority score to 100, we could see that this particular site has 300 quality links. Very well done, right? So let's take a look here. And that's exactly what I would do. This is really going to be determinant upon my link gap, or how long it's going to take me to get to that level. Because we can look at all the other links, all million, and it's going to take us forever. But if we really break it down to where's the quality at, where's the referring domains with the quality, give ourselves a number, that's our number that we want to at least catch up to. All right, so hopefully that solidifies that. So we talked about geo, we talked about link, we talked about type. Now let's talk about, we talked about referrings, right? Referring versus overall. So we talked about geo links, does it matter? The amount of overall links compared to referring domains. We talked about the types, follow, no follow, do follow, UGC, and all this other stuff. Most of the time, if we're link building, we're focused on those two types, no follow, do follow. Even if it's UGC, I still feel that those are passing weight, just like a no follow. And then the next piece I want you to think about when we're link building is anchor text. Now let's take a look at the difference between a top ranker and a page 3 ranker. And we're going to use a fun term. And usually one of the biggest differences that you're going to see and find is going to be the anchor text going to the page. Let me show you an example. All right, so come on into here. Not YouTube. Come on, Chris. So if we were to do dog, walker, New York City, which in New York City is very important. I want you to take a look here at our top performer. All right, so we have Rover, New York City. We're going to go ahead and open them up, and we're going to take a look and copy. We're going to bring it over here, and we're going to take a look at their page. All right, this is the actual page, backlink analytics. For this URL. Yep, for this URL. Okay, and let's go to anchor text. Is it not going to give it to me? Do we not have any here? Let's start this back over. Let's go to SEMrush. And let's bring it over here. Oh, I see. This one might be a bad example, actually. Let's go down to the next one. Instead of a directory for dog walkers, it's so prominent there that there's a directory. Let's go to the next guy down. All right, just to make this a little bit more realistic. I mean, this is a directory. They probably have all the sites linking in. It's a little bit different. So here we go. Let's take a look at this one. All right, we're going to bring it into here. And I just want to showcase something. This is important. Anchor text matters. These are votes. Not only am I able to enrich my own website by having anchor text with relevant hyperlink text going to a site, but I'm also enriching the user's experience. And I'm able to interconnect from one site to another. This is important to Google. So much so they talk about it in so many patents, talking about hot text, and it's madness. Anchor text from one site to another is so important, and so is it for coming in. So much so that a lot of your rankings will be based on this, and that's exactly the example I want to showcase for you right now. All right, so let's take a look at something here. So if we come into here, all right, so we're on SEMrush. We're looking at the domain overview. But if we come down here to Backlink Analytics, and we're taking a look at their overall metrics, I want you to come over here to the anchor text. All right, so dog, best, all right, NYC, right? So let's just take a look at this. Here, let's just grab this, okay? I just want to prove something to you, all right? That the words that are being hot linked in, hyperlinked in to from one site to another, the anchor text matters. So as we can see here, here's the top performer. It's actually number 2. Now what is the difference between this gentleman besides overall authority? But we're talking about this page. This is the page that's ranking in the SERPs, right? For this term. We take a look at their profile, all right? Anchor text profile. Now let's go take a look at something. Let me show you. So we have our top performer. What is the difference? Well, let's go over here. Let's go to page 2, all right, and let's grab somebody, all right. We're going to take the Urban Wolf, New York, okay. Let's come over here. We're going to go to Urban Wolf. We're going to grab the domain that's ranking for that term. We're going to bring it into SEMrush, of course, and take a look at their profile. Now, I want you to take a look at the anchor text distribution. What is the difference? Right? Let's just take a look. Go here. We go here. Dog, 58%. Dog, 31%. Best, 45%. Nowhere on the board. Remember, the words that are coming into the site, and then we could keep going on, but the words that are coming into the site is depicting what Google thinks your site is about. Just like if you're in a local market, the words that are inside the review that your customers keep saying over and over, this is what Google starts thinking your website's about. The words that are on your page. If I don't say it on my page, Google cannot know what the site is about. So if Google is looking at backlinks as a measure, right, which they are, it's one of the most important factors right alongside the on-page, the technical, and the traffic that's coming in from where. Backlinks are important, but more so, besides the do follow and the no follow, the words that are coming into your site is going to be very determined upon what your page ranks for. Very important, all right? So my name is Chris Palmer. I touched on geo backlinks, the amount, the type, the anchor text, referring versus actual overall backlinks. If you have any questions right now, please feel free. Go ahead and ask in the comments below. Also, if you have any questions right now, we're live. I'll be happy to answer them for you. All right. I'd love to expand on this topic. If you have questions about backlinks, link building, anything, if you're a beginner, intermediate, anything at all, feel free to go ahead and ask either now or in the comments. And I look forward to seeing you in the next